Have you ever stopped to consider the sheer volume of content you've created in your wellness coaching business? It's like you've created a lifetime's worth of content, yet unfortunately, it's scattered everywhere with little to no organization. It's funny. It's like that endless merry-go-round you got stuck on as a kid. It started out as a really fun ride, but after too much time, you begin to feel dizzy and nauseous. The same thing happens in your online business when you're not reusing and repurposing your content. You may feel like you're stuck on an endless merry-go-round of content creation. It's time to jump off and create your content hub for repurposing your content. Wait, what? That's a thing? I thought I couldn't use the same content. Is this you? Have you said these words before? If so, you are not the only one. I've heard it before with other coaching clients, but it is okay to reuse the content that you previously used. Maybe not the exact words, but you can reuse that content. It is totally fine. You're going to want to refresh it and make sure that it's pertinent to where you are right now in your business. After all, I want you to think back to when you started your online business journey as a health coach. How far back was that? I'm guessing right now your knowledge of your specific subject matter has grown by leaps and bounds over the years, and you're now a master coach. As your mastery and skill set increase, you'll have even more valuable insight to be able to add into that previous content that you created. So what do you do with all of that brilliant content that you've created before? You create a content hub. I know what you're thinking. A content hub, content library, however it resonates with you. A content hub is to keep your amazing content organized and easy to find. And why would you want to do that? I'll tell you why. So that you can easily find and reuse it. Before you start getting overwhelmed with the thought of getting all that old content organized, stop it, friend. Rome wasn't built in a day, and your content hub will not be either. How you're able to organize all that content? Now, I know in your brain you're trying to figure out how to organize all of your content. Am I right? How can you find it easily without endlessly searching? And then you have to find time to actually get it all organized. Am I right? Well, how do you eat an elephant? Bite by bite. And this is going to be the same way in which you build your content hub. You're going to start with your current content, and then you're going to work backwards from there. Your content hub is going to have different categories so that you can easily find it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is create a spreadsheet or somewhere that has all of your links to all of the content in one central location that you can easily scan for information and review what you've created in the past. So if you're looking for an email, you'll be able to have the link to that Google Doc right there in the spreadsheet, or I like to use Notion for my content hub, and it will link out to that particular piece of content so that you could potentially reuse it in the future. I hope that makes sense. So your content hub can be just a simple spreadsheet with links out. So it doesn't have to be anything extravagant. That allows you to be able to search for things easily and see all the different things that you've created in your business. And all of it just has a tag of what it is. So this is a link to a blog post. This is a link to a social media post. This is a video file. This is a podcast episode. These are my email newsletters. So all of that is just going to be one column with different categories in your spreadsheet. Maybe you'll want to have one for swipe files in there as well, so you can draw inspiration from that. That's just going to be a folder inside your content hub or your actual folder, let's say in your Google Drive that would have your content hub, or my swipe file content again is in Notion because I can use their app, their Google plugin, to be able to capture everything easily and just put it into that inspiration bank. Really, the list goes on and on. So it really is no wonder that you feel overwhelmed by all your digital data or your digital content, because there is so much. As an online business, that really is what you are, is digital content. But the key is to build a content hub that works for your brain because it's not going to work the same way for everybody. And the problem is we just keep searching for a quick fix, buy and download template after template, only discover that our mind doesn't work in that way. And fortunately, there is a simple solution. You first need to determine what organizational style will work for you. Okay, stop with the eye rolls. I can see you. So what's the best way for you to be able to determine what system will work for your brain? That's a great question. And it starts with a little bit of trial and error. I know, not the answer you were hoping for, but when you're looking at you in particular, you're going to do something unique to you. There's not anybody else on this planet that operates or functions like you do. So you need to make sure that you're figuring it out. Maybe it's not a Google spreadsheet because Google spreadsheets make you cringe and you can't handle them. They get you completely overwhelmed. Well, maybe you want to create your content hub inside Asana. Or if you're more visual, maybe you want it to be inside of Trello. Whatever would work for you. Those are a few project management systems that you can use if you're not into spreadsheets. And again, as I said, I use Notion. And the reason I love Notion is it allows me to quickly flip between different views, and I can take that one database and reuse it into different areas and call them sync blocks inside there. So if you are like so many of my clients, you tend to be more of the creative and on the visual side. So if this is you, as I mentioned, you're going to want to create your pillars or your content hubs inside of something like Trello, because it's really like sticky notes for organizing all your content ideas and all your past content that you have. So if you're that person that has the sticky notes upon the sticky notes and the wall of sticky notes to keep everything organized, then go ahead and try Trello. It may be the perfect solution for you. Asana, if you keep notebooks with random list thoughts, this could be a way for you to use this one. And if you have distracted brain, well, you may enjoy MeisterTask. You should try it out. And if you have zero plans to grow a team, then maybe you can use something like Todoist. As I said before, it is just a little bit of trial and error to be able to get in there and really figure out what is going to work the best for your content hub or your content library. Okay, so how do you actually create your content hub for yourself? Yeah, I know. It's what you've been waiting for, right? So here's the process that I would tell you to implement if you were a client and you needed help with your digital back office, because I love back offices. So what is your content storage plan? Yes, you need to have a content storage plan in order for your content storage plan to actually work. Funny how that works. You should choose one place to store all your content. Think Google Drive, Dropbox, or OneDrive. You're going to select one and you're not going to look back. I tell you, friends, this is like the worst problem that I have for myself personally. I like to second guess my decisions on things. Well, or maybe it's shiny object. Like I see something new that somebody else is using and I'm like, oh, fun, new software. I must learn all about this fun, new software. You might not have that same mindset, but I do. So often, entrepreneurs like to second guess their decisions. Remember, you're not alone, friend. But the one thing that I know and I have to remind myself of personally when I find that I'm getting caught up in second guessing decisions or looking at the new shiny object is that I'm wasting my precious time when I could be working on something that would move my business forward. So pick one, implement it, and move on with that choice. Using one storage system will allow you to organize your team to quickly locate content. So you're not wasting your time looking for content, and you sure as heck don't want to pay someone to be looking for content as well. And when you have your content hub, again, whether it's an Asana card or Asana or Trello or MeisterTask, or you're using a Google spreadsheet, again, you want to make sure you have all those links to all the collateral that goes along with that particular piece of content. So for example, let's say it's a social media post that you have in there that you potentially might want to use down the line and as your base for your post, and then you'll tweak it as you need to be like 6 months down the road. You want to make sure that you're keeping the collateral, like the images, the links, anything that you talk about in that post in that one card so you can easily recreate everything without having to go search in a million places. So really the key to this is making sure that that one piece or one card of information, you're able to click on any collateral or anything that you would want to use. So your image in there, again, the social media post. So you save the link to the image that you have stored in your social media image library. And then you can easily see, oh, well, this is what I used last time. So how do I want to change this? Or what's the different type of image that I want to use for this as well? So anyways, that's just one way to do it, because you just can, if you're using it in a project management system, you can set that to bubble up every 6 months so that you can reuse that and reuse it and reuse it. And when you keep creating content, you might have like a whole big bucket full of different posts that you can pick from to use over 1 week period of time, so that you're not having to always come up with something new to use. And you're going to really want to pay attention also to the metrics, like what were the posts in your social media that did really well, because they potentially could do really well for you again in the future. Again, you want to just make sure you're organizing all your data in one place, because that's going to save you time and that's going to save you money, and it will make it so much easier when you hire team members, because they're not going to have to go looking for things as well. And then potentially you can just have them, one of your team members, create your content calendar for you based off the content that you've created in the past. And they can put in all your links and all your content that you would want to have in that one particular card, so that you can research that and decide, yeah, I think I want to go ahead with this idea. But pick a tool that feels comfortable. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I feel like I've been rambling on here. I give you permission to reuse your content. I want you to pick a tool that feels comfortable for you and just go ahead and move forward with it. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It just needs to work for you. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you, and I hope you make it a wonderful week.
Yay! Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you found this episode valuable and learned some actionable tips that you can implement in your business so that you can feel accomplished and less stressed. If you enjoyed this show, please take a quick minute to share this with your business bestie, subscribe, and leave a review. It helps me reach more business owners just like you. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please reach out to me on my website. I've created a form just for you. Remember, with the right system and mindset, you can achieve the success your heart desires. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to chatting with you next time. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And don't forget, let's grow, friends.